So I'm going to take you through the Cloud MDM solution. And one thing that Michael pointed out is it is a Force.com application. So everything I'm going to show you is native to Salesforce.com. And think of it as taking all the functionality of Salesforce.com and extending that value by building the trust in the data. So this is a Salesforce environment of an organization that are selling to restaurants and fast food chains. They're selling supplies to them. And one of the strategies that they want to put forward is they want to start to upsell a premium service product to all the organizations that might already have some of their appliances and some of the larger businesses that might deem value in their products. So some of the things that they might want to do is build reports around seeing who are the customers that already have their products installed, like fryers or dishwashers that are installed in the restaurants. Who are the organizations that they have service contracts already with? Where can they leverage the existing relationships to upsell further opportunities? And they might have a microsite in place to bring in inbound leads, and they want to monitor if these leads are getting followed up or they're getting assigned to the right account managers. And at the same time, there are other bits of information, as Michael mentioned, you could be getting from external systems like SAP or a service solution like Remedy that could be feeding in segmenting information for you for building a strategy. And you could be purchasing lists from the likes of Data.com or Dun & Bradstreet. So in this environment, the first thing we're going to click into is point out the fact that they do have a microsite that is bringing leads into their organization. However, it doesn't look like any of the leads are getting assigned to individual account managers other than Suzanne Myers. And if we click into that list, we'll notice that within this you can see if this is, in this example, this is a regional-based territory management. So you can see we've got multiple variations of United States and United Kingdom, and we've got Deutschland instead of Germany. So there's a lack of standardization here in the list. You'll also notice there are multiple duplicates in this list, and that tends to happen when you've got a web-to-lead integration, particularly if there's a slight variation in either the spelling of the person's name or the organization that they work for. Either they forgot that they put in a name, they entered in a record already, or that it's slightly different every time. So I'm going to take you through some steps and show you how Informatica Cloud MDM can help the Salesforce org get better information out of their data. So if I go into our dashboard here, you can see that I can start to run the processes that Michael mentioned in the 4 steps. And the first step is to standardize all the country data that we've got in the org. And what this process does is take all these multiple variations of United Kingdom, UK, or US, USA, and standardize it to one field and match it against a list that you get provided. The next step is obviously to standardize the other objects as well, so marketing data like leads and campaigns, and ensure that it's all the same so that anything that needs to get assigned will automatically get assigned to the right account manager. And the last thing that we're going to do is then run the job to identify all the duplicates. Cloud MDM gives you the opportunity to manage your duplicates in multiple ways. The first step is to identify the duplicate within the record itself, and then you've got the option to either manage this duplicate via manual merge, or you can auto merge that record. Now if we refresh our dashboard, you'll notice that all the different variations of country have now been standardized to 4 main countries, and we now have a clearer view of how each region is doing. In this example, you can see that we now have 1 block, so the United States is only 1 country, but most importantly, all the leads that were being assigned to just one manager or one marketing manager are now assigned to the right account holders. So if we click into this list, you can see that all of our leads have been assigned by region due to standardization. Now, we've still got an issue with the duplicates here, so if we just click into one of our records, this is where the Cloud MDM solutions start to give you that functionality where you can manage your duplicates in multiple ways. One way is you've got the option here to select the duplicate from within the record and actually manually merge that record, and it will take you through a process of choosing which aspects of the record you want to keep, and you can then merge the record manually. Now, one unique feature of the Cloud MDM solution is that although we have now merged this record, we have a special view here that allows us to see that it's never truly lost. The Cloud MDM solution is the only solution out there that's a complete no-loss merge, which means that even if you've made a mistake, you can go back and undo it again. Now, before I take you through the auto-merging functionality, what I'll show you is the fuzzy matching capability, the engine, so to speak, that's running in the background. Now, I've got a special tab here that's a view for your administrators to actually monitor what are the records that are being classified as duplicates and to decide whether something is a duplicate or not. And if we compare these two records, you can see in the account name it's just a slight difference with regards to the spelling of loco, but if we scroll down you'll see that there are multiple fields that are similar to within the records. And this is essentially the probabilistic fuzzy matching that's running in the background. So this is how Cloud MDM decides if something is a duplicate or not. Each record is matched against each other, given a score and a weighting, and the weighted scores are added up to give you a total score. That total score is matched against a matching threshold that you decide, and then if the score is above the matching threshold, it's classified as a duplicate. This means that you're not just relying on one or two fields to decide if something's a duplicate. You're relying on all the fields within the record to make sure that you've got that right view and you're ensuring that you're really classifying something as a duplicate. You also have the option to add in custom fields. If you're talking about contacts, this could be birthdays. If you're a financial organization, this could be special financial numbers or account numbers. Now that we've seen how the fuzzy matching works, we can now comfortably run the merge accounts and auto-merge all the records that are in the org. Now what this is doing is all these duplicates that we've identified within the records are now being auto-merged to each other. The same thing applies with the auto-merge. Anything that you've merged is saved in the background and is never fully lost. Now we can merge all our leads. And then finally, we can merge all our contacts. So now if I go back to my dashboard, we can start, while that's running in the background, we can start to look at the other components of the dashboard that might get affected by poor data management. So another aspect of the dashboard is the fact that with the customers that have installed products and all the other bits of information that could be coming in from external systems, we're very limited here. So this could be data that you're integrating using Informatica Cloud. However, what you want to ensure is that that data is being attached to the right record and not actually completely overriding information that you don't want it to. So if we click into this dashboard and we click into one of our records, we'll actually see why the data is not being filled in correctly. Now we've got an organization, McDonald's North America. I'm sure you're all familiar with it. And if you click into this, you'll see that within the financial information, this is all blank. This is all data that could be coming in from external systems. And in this org in particular, we've got an integration with a financial system like SAP, service management solution like Remedy, and we've purchased some data from Dun & Bradstreet. Going back to our consolidated view that gives us this view of all the data that's coming in from the systems, we can see that we've got data coming in from Dun & Bradstreet that's filling in postal code information. We've got data coming in from SAP giving us the total revenue and annual contract volume. You'll also notice that there's a slight conflict here with regards to what's in the account versus what's in SAP. Now, in the account, we've only got a fryer as an installed product, but in SAP, we've got two products that have been installed. This could be due to the fact that you're selling products via distributors or just an old legacy sale that didn't make it into Salesforce. In this example, what you'll notice is that when we start to consolidate all this information to form one single view of a customer, what Cloud MDM will help you do is manage these fields and manage the master record. So where there's a conflict between two different systems, you can actually set at field level what record you want to win. So when we consolidate this record, now I'm going to do this manually, but this is actually a process that runs in the background. You can see when we go back into our McDonald's North America account, all that data has been filled in the record. And anywhere there was a conflict between the two different systems, so for example with the annual contract value, we have set one system to be the master record, to always override the other system. But at the same time, if you want to keep some sort of audit of your data, you've got your consolidated view to show you that. Another aspect of this record is McDonald's North America is not just an isolated organization. It's actually part of a much larger McDonald's corporation. Now, standard Salesforce functionality will allow you to have some level of hierarchy. However, this tends to be quite a manual process, and there is a limitation on how many levels that you can add into this. What Cloud MDM allows you to do is bring in data from either Dun & Bradstreet using Duns numbers, or if you have hierarchy logic that's coming in from any other system, you can use that logic to actually build a hierarchy that you can report from. The key thing here is that you can roll up a report based on an overall ultimate parent corporation and roll up all these values into one single view of your customer. I'm going to take you through how that works. First, we're going to consolidate all our data on the whole org. We ran it on one record. Now we're going to consolidate all the records in the whole org. And next, we're going to build the relationship. So we're going to take the data that we've got from Dun & Bradstreet and start building in the hierarchy in our record. And if we go into our account, go back to our North America account, you can see that now we have a roll-up of all the various subsidiaries that make up the McDonald's Corporation. And that means that you can see all the levels, you can click into them, see, and you can even add in who the account managers are for each one of these levels, and this can go up to 1,000 levels in hierarchy. And now if we go back to our dashboard and refresh that, you can see that that consolidation job that we've run has now put in the right data in the dashboards and filled in the gaps. It's also ensured that if we click into this record, we can actually see that the McDonald's Corporation is actually made up of multiple subsidiaries from various countries and is a rolled up value of all the opportunities that we have with each subsidiary rolled up into one single view of your customer. Now you can start to make decisions at a global level of who your best customers are and who you're most likely to upsell your campaigns towards. And you can also see where the gaps are and when you might want to be working on a further campaign. So there you have it. That's how Cloud MDM can help you make better decisions with your existing data using all the standard reporting functionality that you have in Salesforce, but now it's data that you can trust.